All right, good afternoon, Pink Sox Nation. Coach Charles here with another video for you. Today we're going to talk about what we did in Tuesday's practice, and that's covering bases. All right, I know it's a lot of information, and I don't expect you all to be able to memorize it instantly. It's one of those things that you really got to do just by repetition, by muscle memory. Once you do it enough times, you'll start figuring out what your responsibilities are when you're at a particular position. Who do you back up? When do you back them up? It's a lot about situational awareness, knowing what's going on around you, knowing where your teammates are, knowing who your teammates are so you can call for them and say, hey, I've got this ball, Celeste, or hey, Victoria, cover second, I've got this one. This way you communicate with one another and you get used to working as a team, all right? It's very difficult. I understand that. So that's why during the game, in the dugout, I'm going to have cheat sheets so that if you see that you're playing shortstop and you don't remember what you do in shortstop if the ball gets hit in certain places, you can just look up and go, oh, okay, if I'm shortstop and the ball gets hit towards second base, I have to go over and cover second base. Or if the fielder gets pulled off third base really far, maybe I should go over and try and cover third base. You'll have Coach John and I there. You'll have a cheat sheet there. So don't worry about it, all right? And if we make a mistake, hey, we'll try again, right? By now you know what kind of coach I am. You know my approach. I don't yell and scream. We're going to make mistakes, and that's fine. That's how we learn, all right? No one's going to learn by me yelling and throwing things and stuff like that. It's not fun, all right? I want you girls to enjoy coming to softball practice. I want you girls to enjoy coming to the game and learning these things, all right? Because that's why I do this, all right? I don't do this, to yell at a bunch of kids. I do this because, I really like playing, and, I hope that, you do too, and that you gain some skills and gain some confidence in your abilities as the season builds on, okay? So we have a game on Saturday. Doesn't look like any rain. I can't believe that, right? When's the last time that happens, that we have practice and a game in the same week? But we're going to make sure of, first thing is being softball ready. You'll hear me yell out, ladies, softball ready. Like this, all right? Your knees are bent so that you can move in any direction, and you want your hands up like this, and you want to be paying attention to the batter. You don't want to be caught unaware. You don't want to be standing like with one leg crossed behind the other, or your arms back, or twirling your hair, or doing whatever. You want to make sure that you are focused on the batter so that when the ball gets hit, you're able to react when it gets hit, and you're not waiting for it to come up to you before making a decision. And you're not looking somewhere else and potentially getting hurt. We definitely don't want you to get hurt, okay? You also want to make sure that you know where the ball is hit so that you know where to go. Because the last thing you want to see happen, besides someone getting hurt, is your fielder makes this great play, and they're going to get that runner at second base, they're going to get that runner at third base, they get the ball, and they turn to throw, and there's no one there. No, you want someone to be there. You want someone to always be covering the bases, okay? So that's what we talked about on Tuesday night, and that's what we're going to keep talking about. It's going to get easier the more we do it. Okay, if we have practice this coming Tuesday, it doesn't look like rain for next week, I'm going to do a scrimmage. That's all I want to do. Split the team in half. One half plays the other half, and we treat it like a game, all right? We have more fun that way, and we learn things, on the fly, and that's what we're going to be doing, all right? So right now, I'm going to go to my board, and I'm going to look at a few things, okay? All right, now here's our field. Now I put center field on two spots for a couple of reasons. One, I ran out of room, let's be honest. But two, there's different methods to center field when you're covering second base, all right? The big things to know, again, making sure these bases are always covered, all right? You're going to hear me yell out, Pink Sox, where's the play? The play is always going to be at first base. But if there's a runner at first base, the play is going to be at second and first base, because that's where your forces are, right? We talked about force plays. You have a runner at first and second. Pink Sox, where's the play? Third, second, first, whichever, all right? What you want to make sure, though, is that the bases are always covered. You got to get used to that mentality of anytime something happens, you move automatically. So if this ball gets hit towards here, the pitcher might have a play at it, but it's heading towards second. If you're at shortstop and you see that ball going that way, shortstop, you need to go over there and stand on this base and be ready to receive a throw. Okay? Don't wait for the ball to get to second base. Don't wait for the pitcher to field the ball. As soon as that ball is hitting that direction, you automatically move. All right? Just instincts automatically go. The same goes for the reverse. The ball comes up here towards shortstop. If you're at second base, automatically you head up here. Okay? Don't wait for it to be fielded. It might not be fielded. It might be fielded. Either way, you want to make sure that you're there to cover that base so that if that ball is fielded and you've got the play, you're already there. All right? Right field, come down here and back up first base if there's a ball going to first base. If that ball's going to first base and it goes past first base, if it goes past by like a foot or something, first base, hey, just reach down, grab the ball, and bring it back to your base. All right? Hustle. You got to do it quick, though, because they're going to be running that whole time. But if not, right field, be ready to go. If you're at first base and you missed the ball, it went past you, it's starting to go towards the fence over there, just right fielder scream, hey, I got it. First base, hey, don't worry about it. It happens. Just get back onto your base and wait for a throw. Sometimes you've got a really slow runner and you're able to make that play anyway. The same thing is true for third base, left field. You back up third, all right? And here's where the center field listed twice comes in handy. If the ball is being thrown from this area, from the shortstop area to second base, center field, position yourself up here so that you're ready because the ball is going this way. You want to be on the other side of that just in case it goes past your second baseman. If the ball is coming from second base towards this way, and guess what? Just shift over to this side, all right? You're going to be backing up the throws at second base, okay? Once you get a ball, throw it in to your pitcher. When the ball is in the pitcher's hands and she's standing in the pitcher's circle, the play is dead. The runners can no longer move. If you're standing here at shortstop and just looking around, the ball is live. They're still allowed to run, okay? The ball must be in the pitcher's hand to close the play, okay? And pitcher, you back up bases too. If there's a slow rolling ball right along the line, it's coming here. First base, hey, don't be afraid to charge that. Remember what we talked about. Don't wait for a slow ball to come to you. It's going to take forever because the whole time that slow ball is going, that runner is running much faster. You run to meet the ball, and that's where your backup comes in handy. Maybe right field comes down. Maybe pitcher runs over to there. Just someone get to first base as quickly as possible so that if the first baseman fields it right over here and they turn around, there's someone waiting to receive that throw, okay? Same thing for third base. If third base charges in, hey, shortstop, shift over. Pitcher, shift over. Left field, maybe hang back a little bit and see what's going on and then make your move, all right? Communicate to one another. Scream out, hey, I got this. You cover that base. Don't be afraid to do that, all right? You have to communicate in the field so that you know that you've got each other's backs, all right? It's very important to make sure those bases are covered. Now, pitcher, there's another responsibility that you're going to have is we see a lot of passed balls at this stage. It's because we're still working on pitching. The accuracy isn't like it is in the majors levels, and catching, same thing. Hey, it happens, all right? That's how we learn. It's all right. It's not a big deal. The important thing as a catcher is to get up from that crouch like we talked about and get to that ball as quickly as possible. Pitcher, if you throw the ball and it goes past the catcher and you see it goes past the catcher, you need to run as fast as you can and get right down to home plate and say that you can tell you got the ball. This way the catcher doesn't have to run all the way to the backstop. That's what we call that gated part that's in back of home plate. It's there to stop the ball from going into another field, all right? If you don't want the catcher to have to go all the way back to the backstop and then run all the way back up to try and make a play at home plate, you should be there already, all right? If you threw the ball and it went past the catcher, don't get frustrated. Don't be mad at yourself for throwing a pitch that was way outside. Don't be mad at the catcher for missing the ball. It happens. We all make mistakes. It's part of the game, all right? Just as soon as that happens, you run up there and you get ready, okay? It's a lot easier for the catcher to run to the backstop, turn around, and throw to you if they need to, than it is for the catcher to run to the backstop and then run all the way back by themselves and try to make the play. That's especially important if you have a runner at third base, because they can steal home on that. And that's what you're trying to avoid. You're trying to avoid them getting that plate, right? All right, even if there's no runner on base, I want you to do it every time, because you want to always imagine there's a runner on base. Because if you keep doing it every single time, it just becomes instinct. It becomes automatic, and you don't have to worry about that one time where you didn't decide to do it and make a mistake. You're always doing it. Get used to treating it like there's always a runner on base. It's the same thing I say when you girls are hitting. Get used to running, all right? As soon as you feel contact, you take off, all right? Take off hard. If we say it's foul, then you come back, no big deal. But you don't want to be the one who hits the ball 2 feet in front of you, and the other team is confused. They don't know if that's good or not, and you're just standing there looking at it. No, run to first. Wait for the umpire. Wait for us to say, hey, no, foul ball, come on back, all right? Sometimes you'll reach on that ball that gets hit 1 foot. It's the same thing as reaching on a ball that gets hit 100 feet, all right? Just treat everything. You feel contact, drop your bat. Be careful not to throw the bat, all right? Hit, drop, run, all right? You take off, all right? You take off in a full sprint until you either hear us, clapping for you because you got a hit, or you hear us say, hey, foul ball, come on back, do it again, all right? There's no problem. There's no penalty for running hard to first base for a foul ball, all right? Make sure you make them try and make the play, because a lot of times you'll get on base with these little tiny hits, and that's enough, all right? That's all you need, all right? If you're the catcher and you see a ball that's hit, this far in front of the plate, get up there and field it as quickly as possible, and if the runner is still there, tag her, all right? Because if that's a fair ball and she hasn't run, she's out, all right? And if it's a foul ball, no big deal, right? We have another pitch, she's back up at bat again. But you want to make sure that you are aware of where the ball is. So like I said, we want to be softball ready, right? We want to be ready for the ball, right? We know our positions, our zone 1, our zone 2, our zone 3, all right? Don't try and catch on the base. The ball's coming here. Don't try and catch like this, all right? You want to be like this or like this, all right? Prevent injuries. We don't want to roll up and hit us, okay? If you don't have a play and you get the ball, don't throw. Sometimes not throwing is just as important as throwing. So if you field the ball and it's one of these slow balls and you've got a fast runner and you grab the ball and you look up towards first base and you see that runner is this close to the base and you're all the way over at third, hey, hold the ball, get your pitcher's attention, flip the ball to the pitcher. Once the pitcher has it, the play is dead. She can't run anymore. What you don't want to do is throw the ball to a base for no reason, because then you put an unnecessary risk. Because what happens if the first baseman misses it? The runner was already safe by the time you got the ball. All you're doing is increasing the chances that the ball may go past the first baseman, allowing that runner to get another base. You don't want to do that. So if you get the ball, 1, make sure that there's a play to be made, and 2, make sure there's someone to throw it to. If there's not, let's say you're at shortstop and your second baseman didn't back you up and you get the ball, hey, sprint. And there's a runner heading to second base, sprint. Maybe you can beat her in a sprint. I know last year we saw Anna do that. She dove for a ball, no one was covering second, and she ran and she slid headfirst into the base with her hand out like this. She tagged the base with the ball and she beat the runner at second base. No one was covering, but she took it upon herself to do it, all right? When you're out there and you're running, hustle all the way. Do not give up. If the fielder's in your way and they're fielding the ball and they're in the act of fielding the ball, make sure you run around them. Don't brush into them. That's interference on you. If you're a fielder and you're ready to field the ball and that ball is coming towards you and you see a runner coming at you and you're trying to field the ball, do not move out of the way for her. It's her responsibility to move around you. You have the right of way in that situation. All right? It's a lot to take in. I'll be on hand with Coach John on Saturday. Thanks for watching, Pink Sox. We'll see you at the game, 2 o'clock, Lakeland's, Austin the Scarlet Knights one more time. And all right, that's all I got. Go Sox.